7. Barrett outside, the switch. Doncic goes, oh, what a great step! And then he hammers it home! Broke his ankles!
What's going on, guys? I apologize. This video is going up late. My tripod recently broke. My setup's not the greatest, and I had to really work on some things to really have this video up for you guys. So I'll try to get that fixed as soon as possible. But really bear with me right now when it comes to this quality. But the New York Knicks just came out with the W versus the Indiana Pacers, and I'm happy about this W. The New York Knicks have really been struggling lately. They have not been playing good basketball. We haven't won at home in a while. And the Indiana Pacers just absolutely killed us the last time we played them. I don't care if we fought back at the end. The Indiana Pacers owned us that entire game, especially Miles Turner on the defense side of the basketball, on the boards, killing us from the outside. But anyway, let's get into this game. It wasn't pretty. The Knicks had to overcome some adversity, but it's the New York Knicks. It's never going to be a pretty game for 48 minutes of basketball. So to start off in the first quarter, it really gave me vibes like of the Charlotte Hornets game. It looked like Kemba Walker was the only one that showed up when it came to the starters. Kemba Walker had all 8 of the Knicks' points at the beginning of this game. You could say the interior defense wasn't the greatest at the beginning, but I thought we did a solid job adjusting. There were some moments I'm like, Randall, what are you doing on the defense side of the basketball? I thought Mitch actually played very well in the first quarter. I believe he had 2 or 3 blocks, had some big-time plays defensively. But what I've seen, the theme with these starters is like you never know what you're going to get from these starters. There's going to be quarters that these starters are amazing, and then there's going to be a quarter that the Knicks starters are going to play with no energy, and then there's moments that they play with so much energy, if you really know what I'm saying. But Kemba Walker, he tried his best on the defense side of the basketball. We got to give him the benefit of the doubt, and you got to really just put his defense into context. Him being small, you're not expecting him to do much defensively. We know Brogdon's going to bully him to the hoop. Brogdon's one of the most underrated point guards in the league. Good defender. He can get to the rack. Just he plays with so much strength, his physicality, and shot it well from the outside. But Sabonis had a big game in the interior, but I thought we did a good job shutting him down at the end of this game. But yeah, the starters weren't great. RJ Barrett had 0 points, or at least offensively. RJ Barrett had 0 points in the first quarter. Randall didn't do much. I believe at halftime he had 8 points. But the problem with the offense, like, the offense wasn't even that bad. It was just executing. I know executing is a big part of the offense, but the ball movement was very good. We just couldn't knock down open looks to save our lives. We didn't make one single 3 in the first quarter. I'm not even lying. In 2021, in the 2021 to 22 NBA season, the New York Knicks didn't make one single 3. Evan Fournier, he had some nice moments. Like, you could say the defense wasn't horrible. Like, it would have been a bloodbath either way if the opposing team was making 3s, but because if you told me the New York Knicks didn't make a single 3 in the first quarter, the New York Knicks got blown out by 30 in this game. But no, because the Pacers couldn't make that many 3s either. This was kind of like an ugly game. Like, the Knicks were turning the ball over, pretty careless with the basketball. Just none of the other starters stepped up on the offense of the basketball, and we're lucky the Pacers didn't either. The New York Knicks only scored 16 points in the first quarter, and you know who saves the day offensively? The bench once again. The bench played absolutely off the charts, but let's start off with the defense when it comes to the bench. I got to continuously give credit to Taj Gibson. I know I sound like a broken record, but for Taj Gibson to be 36 years old, that well-conditioned, just play like an absolute beast, the way he kept his own, like, really held his own up against Domantas Sabonis with his physicality, I thought was absolutely off the charts. I thought he played great. He didn't provide much offensively, but he does the little things to make sure that the young guys don't put their heads low, and he just was a great leader and played extremely hard. He made some big-time plays. He had a big-time deflection at the end of this game. Emmanuel Quickley, what can you say? He played his heart out on both ends of the floor. He made some big-time shots. I thought he played like a beast. If it was 3s from the outside, I just loved Emmanuel Quickley. Hit some big-time shots at the end of the game that we're really going to be getting into. Derrick Rose, it's crazy. He still has that explosiveness. He still has, like, prime D Rose. Like, he may not have the explosiveness above the rim or, like, high above the rim, like, verticality, but he could still get to the rim with ease. That one finish when he floated over, I don't remember, might have been Sabonis, with his left hand, drove down the lane, just floated it up with his left hand. Just what a beautiful finish that was by Derrick Rose. He played like a beast. But Quickley actually drilled the first 3 of the game for the New York Knicks. In the second quarter, Emmanuel Quickley drilled it. He hit a couple 3s to give us some momentum. But Alec Burks, he provided good defense. Like, he played solid offensively. Obi Toppin, he ignited the crowd. Derrick Rose, nice alley-oop to Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, alley-oop to Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, nice pass to Obi Toppin. Alley-oop dunk. Derrick Rose passed to Obi Toppin in the corner, nearly turned the ball over. It wasn't a great pass by Rose, but Obi recovered, drove down the lane, and threw down just a ferocious, like, poster on two guys like Obi Toppin showing off that athleticism, playing extremely hard. I thought the bench played like absolute beast. And you could even say, like, don't get me wrong, Sabonis got it done offensively. He had a double-double, but we kept him in check at the end of the game. Justin Holiday had his moments. Malcolm Brogdon had his moments. But for the New York Knicks standards on defense this year, you could say the defense had a very solid performance, at least in my opinion. I thought we were going to close out the half really strong. Randall started to play within the flow of the offense. He made a catch-and-shoot three, drove down the lane, played physical, but again, RJ couldn't get anything going offensively. You could say he was kind of hurting the team offensively the way he was playing, but even Fournier made a three. Everyone was getting involved in the action a little bit, but in RJ Barrett. But just when you think the New York Knicks are going to head into half with the lead, we allow Malcolm Brogdon to have a wide open three. I don't know why Kemba sagged off of him. Domantas Sabonis open three. So then we're down 1 point when it comes to halftime after going on a run with the bench. The bench, again, played fantastic, but we cannot continuously rely on the bench. The starters do have to step up at some point. RJ Barrett, our third overall pick, we're counting on him to be one of the top options. I know he's young, but he definitely does need to step up. Same thing with Julius Randle. He's going to have to figure out angles to get to the basket, and I really like when he plays within the flow of the offense and he does not force stuff. But maybe you could say we have to set more screens for Fournier and get him involved in the offense even more. But I thought Kemba Walker played well in that first half, had some timely buckets, played well. Now, in the third quarter, the New York Knicks still don't know what a third quarter is. It was awful. It just looked like there was no chemistry there, miscommunications, turning the ball over. Randall had like back-to-back turnovers. The struggles continued for RJ. It was just awful. Like, this team does not know how to play a third quarter. We're only down 1 point. Before you know it, the Pacers are on a 13-0 run. We're down 12 points. We start allowing dribble penetration. There's no ball movement. I sound like a broken record, but what's been happening the last few games happened once again. But we're just lucky this New York Knicks team came to play when it mattered most on the defense side of the basketball. Taj Gibson just played like an absolute beast on defense when he came to this game. RJ Barrett started to get going from three a little bit. He hit a couple three balls to get us into this game. Alec Burks, he hit a big three to cut it to 5. The New York Knicks played solid defense, which did help us cut it down to like a 5-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. But the fourth quarter was literally just the Emmanuel Quickley, Derrick Rose show. Like, don't get me wrong, like, starters have their moments, like, when it comes to key plays in this game that are kind of overlooked in my opinion. But Emmanuel Quickley actually ends up tying up the game with a big-time three ball. And also, like, the defense was smothering. I thought we played like absolute beast. At one point, the Pacers were 2 for 14 in the fourth quarter. You could say they were missing shots, but I thought the Knicks played with a high level of intensity. We saw a mixture of starters and bench. Like, at one point, Obi Toppin and Julius Randle were both out there on the basketball floor, but there was still some miscommunication at times. I believe Rose looked to find an Obi, and Obi wasn't in his spot, and we turned the ball over. But Burks hit a big-time three to tie it once again after Justin Holiday hit a three. I'm sorry if I said we took the lead earlier. I meant tie. But Burks ended up getting fouled at the three-point line. I was like, this is huge. We have our chance to take the lead. Justin Holiday fouls him. We only end up taking a 1-point lead because Burks missed the first free throw. So I was like, are these free throws going to come back and haunt us? Because RJ Barrett actually drove down the lane. He shot a couple free throws, only made one. I'm like, damn, the New York Knicks could have the lead if we made those free throws when it was tied. And we're just very blessed to have Emmanuel Quickley just play the way he played. Quickley ended up hitting an extremely clutch three to actually give us the lead once again. And Randall, I don't think is going to get the credit he really deserves. Like, Randall, if this was a couple games ago, he would have forced a fadeaway. But he read the defense well, kicked it out to Quickley, and he drilled a corner three. Quickley was just extremely clutch. He was amazing. I love the defense down the stretch. Taj Gibson, key deflection, just getting stops left and right. Also, like, after we got a stop, Derrick Rose threw it ahead to RJ Barrett to throw down a dunk to give us a 5-point lead. RJ Barrett hit a dagger three on the left wing. You could say the game was kind of decided, but I thought the Knicks had a solid defensive performance. We stepped up when it mattered most. The starters still need to get their things going or still got to be better. The ball movement needs to be consistent, especially in the third quarter. Rose difficult shot at the end of the game. Rose was extremely clutch. But yeah, let me know down below your thoughts. The Knicks came out with the W. Sorry about the quality, and peace out, y'all.